take the time to rest. There is nothing wrong with resting. Girl, what is good? It's been a minute, but I am back and I'm feeling refreshed. I'm feeling enlightened. I'm feeling excited to be back consistently in this space. But as you already saw by the title, today's video is talking about how there is power in rest, how it is important to unplug and recharge yourself. So let's hop into today's video. If you haven't already, get yourself something to drink. I had some mango black tea today. If you don't, tea's not your drive, get some coffee or some water and let's get talking. So the last time I posted a long form sit down video has been a while, but the last time I posted a vlog, I think it was 3, maybe 4 weeks ago by now. And I just honestly needed to take a post Ramadan mini digital detox. I needed to rest. I needed to pour more into myself. And I just want to say to anybody who is continuously grinding and you don't remember the last time you took a break, please take your break very soon. And it doesn't even have to be a long stretch of time. It could be something short, but please prioritize pausing. Please prioritize resting. There is this misconception, and I will be the first one to say, I fell into this trap. I used to be one of those people that was like, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Grind, grind, grind. Girl, it's not lasting. You can only grind so much until the pause is going to be forced on you. And that's what I wanted to touch on, is that you don't need to earn your rest. Rest is something that you should have. Do we not sleep daily? That is a form of a rest. So it is so important to make sure to incorporate rest, to incorporate pause, to incorporate just being still in your life. It is okay to not always be on the go, always be doing something, always, thinking about the next thing or planning for the future. There is power in being in the present moment. There is power in just taking in what's in around you. There's power in resting and rejuvenating your body and yourself and your spirit and all things you. Taking a step back from social media, even though I'm somebody that is trying to grow her communities on here, was so beneficial to me. It helped honestly boost my creativity, because we're consuming so much content that sometimes we don't even realize that it is weighing down on us. And it doesn't even have to be unfortunate things like what we're seeing in the news. It could be just taking in too much from your favorite creatives or being on your phone too much. It could be something as simple as that. So taking the time away, whether if you have the luxury, maybe you could turn off your phone for 24 hours, or maybe you just limit your time to, today I'm only gonna scroll on social media for 15 minutes, which may be hard, but if it's only for a few days that you're doing it, it can provide a lot of clarity for you and your mind. Not only did it help with giving me more clarity and boosting my creativity, it is just nice to slow down and be present and take in what is around you. You don't realize sometimes how much you miss out on what's right in front of you, because you're so focused on oh, what's the next thing? Oh, what am I gonna do? Oh, how, we often, myself included, get so absorbed in our phones or our computers, or just thinking about what's next, that we don't just take the time to be present and take time to pour into ourselves. So that is why I was very ecstatic to take a break, to take a pause. I take these periodically, and like there's not a set schedule of when I do it, but I can kind of feel when I need it. Like sometimes I get a bit more overwhelmed. I feel like I'm like missing out on things, and then I'm just like, why are you feeling this urgency to always like be on your phone? It is necessary for all of us to just take time to pause and relax and pour back into ourselves. And another way to look at this too is like, if you are empty, how can you pour into the aspects of your life that are important? How can you pour into your work? How can you pour into your family? How can you pour into your hobbies? How can you just be the best version of yourself that you can be? If you are running on E, it's not gonna work. Like, you need to refuel yourself. And there is nothing wrong with pausing. Like, I think that is another like misconception that we have in the current day and age. Like, it is okay to unplug. Take your digital detox. The internet will be waiting for you when you come back. Like, unplug, pour into yourself, and that can come in various ways, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But please, I am telling you, burnout is very real. And with it being Mental Health Awareness Month, like, I think that this is really important that all of us need to take inventory of ourselves and realize that if we keep grinding without a break or without time to refuel or rejuvenate, it is going to come and bite us in the behind. And I say this because it's important, because you need, let me go back, sorry, all my thoughts are trying to come out at once. But basically, you need to schedule your rest. And like I said, it doesn't have to come like every quarter I'm gonna take a rest, or every month. Like, it can just be like, okay, I haven't taken a rest in 5 months. It's time for me to slow down and take a break. And like I said, it doesn't have to be extravagant, but I promise you, because I've seen it in myself and I've seen it in other people, if you do not take the time to rest, your body will do it for you. Your body will do it for you. Everything will shut down if you don't listen. You keep working and pushing yourself beyond capacity. It's not even to capacity now, it's beyond capacity, and your body is overwhelmed and stressed, and then it affects you not only mentally now, but physically, and it could show up physically in various ways. So I am saying this with a kind push, but please take the time to just be present. Take the time to find clarity in being still. Take the time to just, again, press pause. Like, it is okay. I promise you, it is okay to unplug. And like I said, as somebody who is trying to continue to build a larger community on social media, obviously one of the keys that they tell you is to be consistent. And you can be consistent, but you can also take a pause. Like, the world isn't gonna end, and when I say, you know, the world isn't gonna end in terms of like your path with creating content if you take a pause. Like I said, the internet will still be waiting for you when you were done taking your break. So I think that it is essential. It is something that we all need to incorporate more into our lives, especially as Black women. We are often the ones that have to work in overdrive because the world has kind of forced that role on us. Society has forced that role on us. And for a lot of us that are unlearning, I'm gonna add another layer to this. Not only Black women, but Black women who are children of immigrants, Black women who are firstborn daughters, especially if you're firstborn daughters of immigrants. Like, there's a lot of layers, and we are often doing a lot for other people and neglecting ourselves. and you need to do more for yourself and pour more into yourselves. Take the time to rest. There is nothing wrong with resting. Resting is productive, if anything, because it makes you feel refreshed to be able to do the things that you love and want to do. And it is so necessary for your well-being. So please, please find the time to rest, because if you don't, I promise you, if you haven't experienced it, it is coming. Please check in with yourself and take time to say, like, when was the last time I actually just sat down and did something for me? When was the last time I wasn't scrolling on my phone for hours? When was the last time that I felt light and a sense of ease? If it hasn't been recently, girl, tap in to being present, tap into like shutting off the world for a moment. And like I said, it doesn't have to be an extensive amount of time, but please take the time for yourself, because you need it. It is important for your mental health, for your physical health, for your spiritual health. It is just important, period, for your overall well-being, to make sure that you are resting, that you are being present in your life, and just taking time to pour into yourself. As I had mentioned early on in the video, I am going to give you guys 5 different ways that you can pause, reconnect, and pour more into yourself. One of them you can create your own, but I just wanted to give you guys some ways that you can, take time to pause, take time to unplug, take time to pour into yourself. And this should hopefully help you feel more rejuvenated, more refreshed, more clarity. So tip number 1 is don't go on your phone first thing in the morning. And I know as a millennial, like, it is so easy. Like, oftentimes a lot of us, our phone is our alarm clock. So you're like, how can I? But honestly, I've done some different ways like that I've gone about this. Like, I have put my phone on the other side of the room. So like once I turn it off, then I get up and just start my day. I also, which I find, this one is the most productive I found, is just get an alarm clock. Like, there's so many like cute ones if you want to, do something more aesthetic-y, or if you want to just do something that's practical, they have plenty of those too. But try not to be on your phone first thing in the morning, because it is so easy to just slide into one of those social media apps or a news outlet or whatever and just start like scrolling. So that is tip number 1. Stay off your phone first thing in the morning. The second one is to consume less media, and media is in various forms, whether it be, TV, binge watching on your laptop, social media, news outlets. Like, media comes in various forms. So if you can reduce or eliminate your consumption for a bit and try to do other things, maybe like reading or journaling, things that take you away from screen time. So the second one is just to try to consume less media. So yeah, with this one, obviously we live in an age of, the digital world. So this isn't something that probably you would do for long term, but it would, like, if you do it for a bit of time, it would help you just feel more rejuvenated. At least that's my experience. The third one is to have a solo-cation. I guess that's what people are calling. I don't know. Just have solo time to yourself. It could be 24 hours. It could be the span of a weekend. I've done this before where I booked a hotel room for myself. I think it was like 3 days or 2 days, something like that. And I told like my close friends and family, like, hey, I'm gonna have my phone on in case of emergencies, but I'm silencing everything. Like, I just needed to pour into me. So I took the time to, I guess technically I had like a silent weekend. I wasn't really talking unless I had to. But it was just so nice to just be by myself, be in alignment, relax, sleep as much as I needed to. It was just really refreshing to just have me time that was uninterrupted. So I highly suggest, if that is something that is within your budget. And again, it doesn't have to be 3 days. It could just be 24 hours of just uninterrupted you time. The next one is do not scroll on social media. Like, just delete the apps off your phone. And it could be something as small as a day. It could be something a little bit larger, like a week detox, or it could span a little bit longer, like a month, a quarter. I've done each of these, like, that I've mentioned, and they all serve their purpose. Sometimes you're just like, okay, I just need a quick, like, refresher, 24 hours, nothing. Like, and then I just can feel more centered. Sometimes you need a couple more weeks. And then when you come back though, you feel good. So I just say find what works for you, but it is necessary to just unplug, take a step back. Again, the internet, she's not going nowhere. So just take that time to be like, okay, for the next 3 days, it could even be that 3 days, I'm not coming on any of these apps. I'm deleting them all from my phone, and then you could get back into it. And the last one would be reconnecting with nature. And it is it is starting to get warmer here. It's not being consistent, but it's starting to get warmer, and there's lots of different, you know, ways you can reconnect with nature. You can go to the park and just, you know, sit down, journal there, meditate, just take in what's around you. You can go for a hike with friends. You can go to the beach, which is a personal favorite of mine. I just, something about like the way the sky is so open and you can see everything, and the sound of the waves and the water touching your feet, and it's just a very calming, peaceful experience for me. And I can't get enough of the beach. Like, I'm excited to go more and more. Like, I love the beach. But yeah, there's just various ways that you can reconnect with nature and just being in tune with like the sounds you're hearing, the things you're feeling, just connecting, you know, to nature that way, and like plugging into what is happening around you and being present in nature is a very fulfilling experience. Yeah, so that is pretty much the end of my suggestions. I have found that taking periodic breaks and leaning into the power of pause is so beneficial for my life, and I honestly should incorporate it even more. Like, I incorporate it a lot more than I used to, but you know, I could do more too. So let me know if any of these tips resonate with you. If you're like, yeah, you know, I never thought about that, or this is something that I want to start implementing, or if you have any suggestions that I didn't list and you think that I would benefit from them or other people would benefit from them, please comment below. I would love to hear more. And yeah, just don't forget to tap into resting, to unplug when you can, and if you don't, the time will come for you. With that being said, if you're new here, I am Fatimah Dankey. I appreciate you watching to the end of this video. What you can do for me is hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and share with somebody you think would find this beneficial. And I will see you next time in the upcoming video. Thank you and take care.